The world of gaming is about to witness a transformative leap into the future. Imagine virtual worlds that don't just play out like they're scripted, but instead, ones that truly understand and react to player actions in real time. Microsoft's Muse AI is here, and it's shaking up the gaming universe in ways we never thought possible. Forget simple graphics and predefined responses. Muse AI promises to deliver intelligent gameplay with actions and environments that adapt in real time, just like humans. The idea behind Muse is simple but revolutionary. Build an AI that doesn't just follow predefined rules, but instead grasps how virtual worlds should evolve, based on a deep understanding of game physics and dynamics. Introducing Muse, a world of human actions. Microsoft's Muse AI, short for World in Human Action Model, or WHAM because why not make it sound like the name of a catchy 80s hit, is not your average game engine. This AI has been specifically trained to understand three-dimensional game environments, player behavior, and the physics that govern these digital universes. Instead of simply generating visuals of a game, Muse also creates the actions that come with them, gameplay that makes sense in the context of a dynamic virtual world. So what's the big deal? Well, Muse doesn't just generate still images or passive cutscenes. This AI can look at a game, understand how objects, characters, and environments interact, and predict how the next sequence in the game should unfold. It doesn't just generate this content in isolation, it adapts in real time, ensuring the generated gameplay feels as natural and authentic as what a human player would do. A new frontier in AI-driven gaming. This isn't some theoretical experiment. Microsoft has shown off Muse in action. And while the visuals may not yet rival 4K gaming, it works at a modest 300 by 180 resolution. Don't roll your eyes, it's a step up from the 128 by 128 resolution from earlier prototypes. The potential is undeniable. What's more impressive is that this AI system has the power to recreate entire sequences based on real gameplay footage, matching the movements, physics, and overall feel of the original gameplay. In other words, Muse can take a few seconds of real gameplay footage and extend it into several minutes of realistic in-game actions. Whether it's creating action sequences or imagining how a game would respond to button inputs, Muse shows an incredible understanding of both the visuals and the mechanics behind the game. Data-driven evolution, how Muse was born. So how did Microsoft create something this advanced? The journey to Muse's development started with a massive pile of data. Back in 2020, the team at Microsoft Research, led by Katara Hoffman, started collecting gameplay data from Ninja Theory's 4 vs 4 Xbox game, Bleeding Edge, and this wasn't just some casual weekend project. They gathered over 1 billion images and controller actions, equivalent to more than 7 years of human gameplay. With the player's consent, Microsoft captured every move and action, eventually feeding all of this data into their transformer-based models. After training the model on this enormous dataset, the team used powerful computing clusters to scale up the process. Initially, they relied on V100 GPUs, before upgrading to the more powerful H100 chips. The AI started learning the ins and outs of gameplay, how characters move, how physics work, and most crucially, how humans interact with game worlds. This allowed Muse to generate not just gameplay visuals, but intelligent, responsive game sequences. From prototype to powerhouse, Muse in action. What makes Muse truly groundbreaking is its ability to handle game worlds mid-sequence. Developers can now add new characters or change the environment while a game is running without the AI breaking. Instead, Muse adapts seamlessly, continuing to create a gameplay experience that feels continuous and logically sound. Even when a new character is introduced, it remains integrated into the world for subsequent frames, preserving consistency in the evolving narrative. This ability to maintain consistency, diversity, and persistency is what sets Muse apart from other AI systems. Consistency ensures that gameplay remains true to the game's logic, with characters acting naturally and obeying physics. Diversity keeps the game fresh by offering a range of possible outcomes, avoiding repetitiveness. Persistency means that any changes made to the game world are sustained across future sequences, making the experience feel dynamic and ever-evolving. For developers, this is a game changer, eliminating the need for rigid, predictable AI and opening up endless possibilities. Creating with Muse, empowering game developers. What makes Muse even more intriguing is that Microsoft isn't keeping it to themselves. They've developed a prototype tool called the WAM Demonstrator. Sounds even cooler than Muse, right? Allowing developers and creators to try out Muse firsthand. Through this tool, they can upload gameplay footage or even a simple promotional image and watch as Muse generates follow-up sequences based on those inputs. Microsoft has gone the extra mile by open sourcing the model weights and providing sample data, so any developer interested in experimenting with the tech can get their hands dirty. It's not just a tool for Microsoft, it's a tool for the entire gaming community to explore and innovate. The promise of old games and new experiences. While this might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, it's important to remember that Muse is still in its early stages. It's not about to replace AAA titles just yet, but the potential for transforming game development is huge. In fact, Microsoft is already exploring ways that Muse might be used to preserve and modernize old classics. Imagine taking an outdated game, one that's no longer playable on modern hardware, and recreating it using Muse's AI, without needing the original engine. This vision of game preservation could bring long-lost classics back to life, allowing a new generation of players to experience games they missed out on. And who wouldn't want to see Halo 2 in all its modern glory? Muse and the future of game development. A double-edged sword? Of course, not everyone in the game development community is thrilled by the rise of generative AI. It's a time of uncertainty in the industry, with many layoffs taking place, and some fear that AI could eventually replace human artists and designers. However, the folks at Ninja Theory aren't worried about AI replacing their team members. Instead, they view it as a tool to make the development process more efficient, allowing their creative minds to focus on the things that truly require human ingenuity. Muse isn't about replacing the artistry of game developers, it's about augmenting their work. By automating repetitive tasks or speeding up the prototyping process, Muse lets developers focus on the core of their vision without being bogged down by mundane tasks. The future is interactive, adaptive, and AI-driven. In a real-time demonstration of Muse, Katata Hoffman showcased how the AI could generate frames on the fly, adapt to changes in the environment, and rearrange objects based on player input. While the quality was still relatively low, we're talking 10 frames per second in modest resolution, it gave a tantalizing glimpse of what the future holds for interactive virtual worlds. Imagine a game where the world continuously adapts to your actions in real time. What if AI-driven worlds could generate new challenges based on how you play or evolve dynamically as you explore? The possibilities are endless, and Muse is taking us one step closer to that reality. Co-creating games with AI, the next big thing? In the near future, we might see AI-powered game prototypes that evolve based on player interactions. Picture yourself co-creating a game level with an AI that adapts to your decisions. What if we could use Muse to quickly tweak existing levels and add new challenges to keep the gameplay fresh? This is the future of gaming, and it's within our reach. Bringing the classics back to life, a dream for retro gamers. For retro gaming fans, Muse offers a very exciting possibility, the revival of old-school games. Many of us never got to experience certain classics due to outdated technology or no longer accessible platforms. With Muse, those games could be reborn, allowing a whole new generation of players to experience what was once lost. And there you have it, Muse AI, the game changer that might just make your favorite classic games playable on your toaster. If you're as excited as we are about the future of gaming, hit that like button like it's a power-up, and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing tech updates. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Until then, keep your controllers charged and your imagination running wild. Catch you in the next one.